Good afternoon. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler. And today we're going to talk about a lot of heat across Southeast Virginia. This looks like a very refreshing activity from the local water park in Virginia Beach. A lot of nice cool water coming out the base of those water slides. So if you can find a way to cool off for the next couple days, this is a great activity to do it. Go to the pool, go to the beach, get close to some water. All right, here we go. We're going to move right into a discussion about this hot weather that's overtaking Southeast Virginia. Basically, it's going to occur from today, the 18th of June, through Wednesday, the 20th of June. What I have on the left here is what's known as a skew-T diagram. It's a forecasted diagram from a model, from the GFS, the American GFS model. On the right here, I have an 850 millibar temperature chart, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But I first wanted to point out and draw your attention to this skew-T diagram on the left. And generally at the bottom here, I'll zoom in a little bit more so we can get a good look at what we got for temperatures. That's forecasting a temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit and a dew point of 71 degrees at the surface. And this is basically for the 19th of June, tomorrow afternoon, the 19th of June. And the red line here on the right, that is your temperature line as we go up. Different millibar levels, pressure, constant pressure surfaces of height on the left. So the higher you go up in the atmosphere, it will cool off slightly, yes, but you can see how very warm it is at the surface on the ground where we live. This is the amount of moisture in the air. Dew point 70 degrees Fahrenheit or higher makes it feel very oppressive and muggy out there. So we do have a lot of low-level moisture. So the combination of the hot temperatures and that low-level moisture generally yields high heat index values, what it actually feels like. All right, so that's the skew-T diagram. If we look here at the right-hand chart here, this is an 850 millibar temperature chart. This is the temperatures at 850 millibars, 5,000 feet above the ground. Anything warmer than 22 degrees Celsius, as indicated by these orangish red shadings, right over North Carolina, Virginia, into northeast Georgia, and even into South Carolina, that's going to indicate surface temperatures in the low 90s. And this is a chart basically for tomorrow, also for the 19th. So we're matching up a vertical temperature profile of a skew-T diagram as well as the temperatures at 5,000 feet. All right, so now let's start talking about the forecast. Let's take a look at the synoptic features, what's really shaping the weather pattern right now. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is this pattern here, this white line, the way it's shaped like upside down U. That generally indicates that's a strong upper level high or upper level ridge. We're looking at the 30,000 foot level here. The jet stream is well to the north. The jet axis remains well to the north, even in southern Canada right now, north of the U.S. border. So we have a troughing pattern in the Intermountain West, and we have a ridging pattern here across the eastern United States. Whenever you get a ridging pattern like this across the East Coast, that generally leads to sinking air. As air sinks, it compresses and warms and heats up. And in addition, this time of year, we have a very strong solar angle or altitude of the sun, very strong direct rays from the sun. So in combination of this upper level ridge along with that direct solar radiation, we are having very, very warm temperatures. Looking at the rain is indicated by green on this thickness chart on the right-hand side. Generally, most of the rain showers remain offshore over the Gulf Stream. There are a couple pop-up scattered thunderstorms that have happened the afternoon of the 18th this afternoon, but this is a forecast for tomorrow. Most of the rain showers and thunderstorms will be confined to eastern Nebraska, Iowa, northern Illinois, into the Ohio Valley, and then again off over the Gulf Stream and into the New England states as well to the north. So we're going to remain fairly dry tomorrow and hot underneath this upper level ridge. Now moving on to the forecast for Wednesday, the 20th of June. Still have an upper level high, higher heights, situated, anchored right over western North Carolina. So we can expect another hot day on Wednesday. We do have this upper level low situated over the Pacific Northwest. And the core of the jet stream is generally well to the north of our area of Southeast Virginia. So the coolest air will remain over Canada to the north of this jet stream axis, the hottest air to the south of it. Overall, on the actual surface thickness chart here, we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms that are possible on Wednesday afternoon during the heating of the day. Some more rain showers and thunderstorms scattered across the upper plain states from southeast Montana all the way down into southern Illinois. So that's where the focus of the heaviest precip will be. We do have another focal point of heavier precip into Texas, and that is due to a tropical disturbance that's situated over the western Gulf of Mexico at the present time. So a lot of rain will be moving into South Texas and eastern Texas as well, including the Houston area. Looking ahead now to Thursday, the 21st of June, the first day of summer, the summer solstice. We see that the upper level trough that was once situated over the Pacific Northwest has now shifted further east. So a little bit more of a troughing pattern now to the central United States. This ridge is not as amplified. In other words, it's a little bit more flattened out, the shape of it. The jet stream again remains well to the north of the United States into eastern Canada. And again, we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area for southeast Virginia on Thursday as well. And more scattered showers and thunderstorms offshore in association with an area of low pressure just south of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. There's an area of rain still stretching across the Midwestern United States. There's a weak area of high pressure over eastern Canada, but that's not really going to bring a whole lot of relief to our location. It'll still be fairly warm and muggy. The forecast for Friday, the 22nd of June, as we approach the next weekend, an area of lower pressure is situated over northern Missouri. Some more rain showers and thunderstorms from eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, into Indiana, into western Kentucky and Tennessee. Area of high pressure, 1020 millibar high, situated over the Pennsylvania-New York border. A little bit of cooler pattern at this time. This will actually bring high temperatures down into the 80s, closer to average for southeast Virginia. We look at the overall long wave pattern at 30,000 feet. You get a trough of lower pressure, upper level trough off the west coast, and it again, mainly in the same area as it was on Thursday, not moving very fast this time of year. These jet stream winds just aren't very strong. So you've got an area of upper low pressure situated over the central U.S., and then a little bit of ridging still remains over the east coast of the U.S. Forecast for Saturday. What does the first day of your upcoming weekend look like? The main jet axis, troughing in the Pacific Northwest again, flattens out to become more west to east, jet stream configuration. Overall, southeast Virginia and the mid-Atlantic remain in a ridging type pattern. The subtropical high situated over the western Atlantic. And we do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms again. We cannot rule those out for Saturday. Not expecting an all-day event by any stretch. So do not cancel your outdoor plans. There's a good chance you're going to get your outdoor plans in. On Saturday, this is going to be more of a scattered nature to these showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the tropics right now, remaining quiet. Here's a map from the National Hurricane Center. There was a 10% chance of tropical development with this little disturbance, this tropical disturbance over the western Gulf of Mexico, just to the south of Houston. Again, that's not really going to have a chance to do much development. You can see a little bit of the cloud pattern associated, these thunderstorm clouds that have developed over the western Gulf in association with that weak area of lower pressure. However, there's going to be a major impact of rain moving into South Texas, southwest Louisiana. So you expect quite a bit of rain, as much as 4 to 6, possibly locally higher amounts over Texas. Over the tropics as a whole, this is a frontal system that's just extending out over the open waters of the Atlantic. We do have a tropical wave approaching the Leeward Islands at the present time. A lot of convection down to the south, as is normal thunderstorms this time of year, but nothing really organized. No major threats, some thunderstorms off the coast of North Carolina. But really, the tropics remain quiet. We're not expecting any development over the next 48 to 72 hours. So the final thoughts of today's presentation. We are expecting hot and humid pattern to remain in place. The hottest days will be tomorrow, Tuesday, the 19th of June. That will be the absolute hottest day. We could have high temperatures up near 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat indices up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And then another hot day, Wednesday, the 20th of June. Heat index values will be most likely in the middle 90s on Wednesday, with air temperatures still right around 88 to 90 degrees. Mostly dry pattern, with the exception of scattered thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours, early evening hours on Wednesday the 20th of June and then Thursday the 21st of June. The first day of summer is coming up on Thursday the 21st of June, known as the summer solstice. And this is the longest, basically the longest amount of daylight that occurs and the most direct solar radiation, the highest solar altitude on this day in the northern hemisphere. So we get the most amount of daylight on the summer solstice day. And the opposite effect occurs in the southern hemisphere. It's actually the southern hemisphere, for example, Australia, it's their first day of winter, June 21st. And then the tropics again remain quiet outside of disorganized showers and thunderstorms in the western Gulf of Mexico. As I mentioned, this area, disturbed weather in the western Gulf just to the south of Houston. But other than that, no major tropical threats at the present time. Okay, that wraps things up. Stay cool out there. If you're outside, take frequent breaks. Make sure you're hydrating. If you have to do any kind of work outside, take breaks, get in the shade. If you have a chance, go to a water park or a swimming pool or somewhere to cool off. Or just stay inside as a whole and stay as cool as you can. All right, that wraps things up from Spot On Weather. Remember, if we're not spot on, we're not doing it right. Have a great Monday evening, everyone.